from the Lakeside Newsroom of the Henrico Citizen, your hometown news source since 2001. This is the Henrico News Minute with publisher Tom Lapis.
An update on Henrico County's COVID-19 and unemployment numbers, and we want to hear from you about school reopening. All that's coming up on today's Henrico News Minute for Friday, July 17th, 2020. It's brought to you today by Henrico Area Mental Health and the Lakeside Farmers Market.
And now for the news.
The county reported 23 new cases of COVID-19 today. That brings the total case count in the county to just shy of 3,000 at 2,987. There were no new deaths reported and just one new hospitalization. The county's percent positivity average over the last 7 days is down to 5.9%. That's well below the state average of 7.6%. The county has witnessed a very slight increase in the daily number of cases overall this month, but Henrico Health Director Danny Avula, speaking to a group of Innsbrook business people yesterday on a virtual conference, said he had expected that since Phase 3 of Virginia's reopening began July 1st and more people are now gathering in public places. But he said that the key metrics to watch are the number of hospitalizations and deaths, which provide a much clearer look at the severity of the virus. Henrico has witnessed only 26 new hospitalizations this month related to the virus. It has reported 34 deaths this month related to COVID-19, but many of those are attributed to weeks or months ago and only were recently linked to the virus after examination of death records, according to the Virginia Department of Health. COVID-19 has crippled sporting and entertainment venues statewide, but a group of nearly 200 venue operators have been collaborating in conjunction with Virginia Governor Ralph Northam's office to determine just exactly how to hold events in the coming weeks and months. Today on HenricoCitizen.com, we take a deep dive into this issue, speaking exclusively with a number of those officials. They include Brooklyn District Supervisor Dan Schmidt, who's also the president of event management firm RMC Events and is serving on the statewide committee. Todd Parnell, the vice president and chief operating officer of the Richmond Flying Squirrels. Ed McLaughlin, the athletic director at VCU, and Dennis Bickmeyer, the president of Richmond Raceway. The group has been crafting a plan to allow the safe return of events statewide, and Schmidt says it's been a remarkable collaboration among a number of competitors, saying, quote, "I don't think I've ever seen the industry as a whole in this Commonwealth, in this region, come together for a purpose," end quote. You can read this story right now and watch video clips from our interviews with these folks on HenricoCitizen.com by clicking on Sports. Well, Henrico County School Board is set to vote next Thursday evening to decide a course of action for getting back to school in the fall. One option will be a fully virtual plan for anyone who chooses it, and the school system is expected to select some form of an in-person plan as well. We'd like to hear your thoughts about what back to school should look like. You can take our survey online at henrico-citizen.com/survey-reopening-henricos-schools.
As we all strive to do our part during this extraordinary time, Henrico Area Mental Health serves as your local and public mental health agency, continuing to do its part. We all experience mental health challenges, especially during extreme challenging times.
It doesn't matter your age, gender, race, or ethnicity. Each person is affected differently. If you're a resident of Charles City, New Kent, or Henrico counties, and you, a family member or friend or someone you know, may need someone to talk to about the mental health challenges being experienced.
Do your part and call us at 804-727-8515. That's 804-727-8515. We're here to help. Remember, mental health is good health. Call Henrico Area Mental Health at 804-727-8515. That number again is 804-727-8515.
This message comes to you from Henrico County CSB Prevention Services.
Well, Wednesday night, U.S. Representative Abigail Spanberger hosted a telephone town hall meeting with constituents to address COVID-19. She had State Health Commissioner Norm Oliver on the call as well. Spanberger told viewers and listeners that she is committed to preventing any Virginians with pre-existing conditions from losing their health care coverage, and said that one of her education-related priorities during the pandemic has been making sure that students have access to the internet and other necessary technology for distance learning in the event that schools do not return statewide this fall. Oliver said he hopes that the state will be able to begin testing 30,000 people a day by September, although one caller noted that that's only a fraction of the state's population and that it would take almost 300 days to test the entire population one time at that rate. Both Spanberger and Oliver said that the main challenge faced by state officials and others when trying to test as many people as possible is the limited supply of PPE, as well as the materials necessary to conduct tests, such as swabs and reagents. Spanberger has advocated use of the Defense Production Act, and Oliver said that the state is working with VCU and UVA in order to increase production of testing materials and to increase the speed at which tests are conducted and processed. The Henrico Health District will conduct a COVID-19 community testing event on Saturday, July 25th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. at Fairfield Middle School. That's 5121 9 Mile Road. The event will be held rain or shine. To register for testing, call the Health Department's COVID-19 hotline at 205-3501 between 8 and 5 Monday through Friday. Limited walk-up testing also will be offered while test supplies last. Those tested will be notified of their results in 5 to 7 business days. Today on HenricoCitizen.com you can find the latest health inspection reports from Henrico restaurants as compiled by the Virginia Department of Health. We've got them online. You can click under Dining to view them. Also today on HenricoCitizen.com, our weekly crime report, a sampling of incidents that have occurred countywide during the past week. To view it, you can visit HenricoCitizen.com and click under News and then Crime. The number of people who filed initial unemployment claims from Henrico County during the week of July 5th through 11th rose slightly from the previous week up to 973 people. That brings the county's total during the 17 weeks since the pandemic began to nearly 35,000 people who filed initial claims. But the good news is just about 42% of those people have filed continuing claims during the week since they filed. That means that a majority of them may have returned to work. During this most recent reporting week, Henrico's numbers just about mirrored the state average. Statewide claims, initial claims, rose 1.5% from the previous week. Today's Henrico News Minute has also been brought to you by the Lakeside Farmers Market. Be sure to stop by and check them out tomorrow between 9 a.m. and noon at 6110 Lakeside Avenue. For a complete list of vendors, you can visit facebook.com/Lakeside Market RVA.